in the kitchen. I always do a little wave. I'm waving with my spoon. Today we're making a carrot cake. Now, my very favorite cake above all cakes is carrot cake. So I've made this recipe many times. In fact, my recipe was typed in 1998, so I've been making it at least since then. There's a couple ingredients, as you can see. We've got them laid out. Very important before you get started is to take your cream cheese and butter out to soften. We're not going to need that for a little while, but you want it to be softened up for when we make the frosting. So here we go. Oh, by the way, this is a gluten-free cake recipe. So we are going to start with 2 cups of gluten-free flour. Now this is a Bob's Red Mill all-purpose baking flour that's gluten-free. Now I'm glad I looked at the package because it says you have to use a ½ teaspoon of xanthan gum for every cup of the gluten-free flour, unless it has it already in there. This one does not have any xanthan gum. This is going to keep it from turning into a crumbly mess. Ooh, that's got a powder to it. So I'm going to use a teaspoon of that since we have a 2 cups of flour. I don't know why that's like that. Okay, so we're going to use that. Now we have 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. 1, 2. This is the dry ingredients we're doing first, by the way. So then we're going to use a ½ teaspoon of salt. Bottom of the bucket here. Okay. And 2 cups of sugar, just regular granulated sugar. It's going in there. A teaspoon of baking soda. Okay, just a little of that. And I think that's all our dry ingredients. Yep, so I'm just going to blend this a little bit. Don't have to use the mixer yet. That's going to be when I add the wet ingredients. So
you can blend those with a whisk too, if you like.
Could. Just blend it a little bit in here. Oh, there's the cinnamon. So we'll get that blended up good. Now the gluten-free flour has like multiple different kinds of flour, this baking flour, so that people who can't eat can have some cake. Okay, that looks pretty good. So now, oh, by the way, oven is preheating at 350. Rack in the middle.
So gluten-free flour also has starches and...
Yeah. I don't have my glasses on, but it's like garbanzo bean flour, potato starch, tapioca flour, white something or other flour, and bean flour.
I haven't looked up how to make your own gluten-free flour mix, but then I found out, well, so other people have already done it for me.
Yeah, really, for sure. And this one we brought back from Hawaii because we wanted to have flour while we were there for a month, and it was $7 for this there. So we were not going to leave that behind. It was expensive. Okay, so my dry ingredients are all blended. Next thing to do is to add the wet stuff. So that would be 3 eggs. These are just regular sized eggs. Oh, the worst time cracking eggs lately. Okay, so those. Messy. All right. We're going to add some oil. Now this is vegetable oil. The recipe I've had for a million years calls for 1.5 cups. I remember my grandma saying that's ridiculous, that's too much. So I use 1.25 cups just to appease my grandmother. She knew what she was doing. And a teaspoon of vanilla extract. There I go with my weird shaky hand again. A little more, that's okay. You know, I'm not a perfectionist when it comes to cooking. A little less, a little more is fine. All right, I think that's it. I blend these things up. Yeah, I don't do the carrots yet. I'm going to break the old Hamilton Beach out of hiding and just blending it. That's all it's doing. We're not whipping it up or anything. So your bowl's not too small or all over the place. Perfect. Okay, I don't want to overmix that. That's goopy, huh? Okay. Off there. Okay. Now we're going to add. Ooh, wants to fall over a bit. Always a struggle.
Stop and clean your beaters.
Always a struggle for me. There, fine. All right, I'm going to add the carrots now. Let's see. Let me check this. Stir in. Oh, okay. I can't take that off there then. Stir this stuff in. I haven't made this in a little while. We don't usually eat cakes and pies around here anymore. You get older and it takes all the joy out of life. So we're having company tomorrow. This is weird. And we also have some college boys next door, so they will not turn down any free food. There we go. Okay. I think the carrots and the pineapple make this a lot better. Okay. There. Now, move on. 2 cups of shredded carrots. Be careful. I might have got my knuckle when I grated those. You can buy already grated carrots too in the store. It's great. This is a cup of crushed pineapple, drained very well. Do that. That's one of my favorite parts of this cake. I think I'm going to mix that in a little right now with a spoon. Moisten it up a lot. I really enjoy moist cakes, like heavy cakes. Okay, that's partly mixed in there. I'm going to add a cup of shredded coconut. Blend that in a little bit. That's also a Bob's product there. Okay. And then a half a cup of nuts. We've got pecans. I'm saving half of this. I'm saving for on top of my cake when I decorate the frosting. That's the half. And I think that's everything, right?
Looks like it.
I think I got it. Okay. You know. Okay, look at that. Now, I'm going to attempt. So now we're going to put this in a 9x13 baking pan. As you can tell, this is a grandma well-loved pan here. I prefer metal when I'm baking cakes because they kind of hold the temperature better. If you use glass, I've always noticed my cakes done in a glass pan get like overcooked around the edges. And then maybe some people like that. That wouldn't be me. Okay, this might be tricky. This is going to be heavy for me to put in there. There we go. It's an interesting consistency, but I think it's going to be just fine. Okay. go. I just want to make this kind of even in the pan. And then we're going to put it into that 350 oven. I'm going to keep an eye on this because I don't know how this gluten-free stuff's going to work. So I'm going to bake it for 50 minutes, but I'm going to peek in there every once in a while and check on it. So there we go. We're going to stick that in the oven. There. Okay, and we're going to wait 50 minutes and see what happens. Okay, this has been going about 45 minutes, and I just want to really make sure that I'm not going to overcook it because it's looking really good. So I'm going to pull this out and do the little, see if it rises back. That's looking pretty good. Not quite. Stick a toothpick in there. That came out clean. So that took less time than I thought. So I'm going to take this out of the oven and let this cool.
Looks like a cake.
Yeah, that looks pretty good. I'm happy with that. Okay, you ready to start some frosting? This is the part that makes the cake the best thing. I don't know about you guys, but cream cheese frosting is just, as they say, chef's kiss. My favorite. So in this bowl, I have 3 cups of powdered sugar, also known as confectioner's sugar. I'm going to add 6 tablespoons of softened butter and 6 ounces of cream cheese. So lined up because I was trying to figure out how much is 6 ounces. So that's been softening. That'll make it a lot easier for this job. And this will make it easier too. Oh, if I can do it. Let's try this. It's gonna get all goobied up on the mixer, I can tell you that much, but more for me to lick off the beaters. Okay. I also figured out something else when you're making something like a cake. Dark colored shirts are not a good idea. I already got a big old thing on there. Okay, so let's see if we can make this do what it's supposed to do without making a giant mess. It's probably gonna go everywhere. Oop. Yep, there it goes. Oh, jeez. We had a little discussion about.
Your bowl's big enough.
I know, I don't think it is either. What, am I pulling your trick?
Yep.
Okay, all right, well then let's stop and we'll come back. Okay, reconnoitered. I'm gonna use this. I don't even know if they still sell these Tupperware bowls anymore, but oh my God, this particular bowl has seen so much cooking. I'm just good. Oh, I know, I'm missing one more thing. Oh. This is messy business. Once that it's all blended better, it'll go easy. So we're just doing this ahead of time while that cake cools. Do not want to spread frosting on a warm cake. I like this too because it's got this handle. It's looking good. Look at that.
Yep.
Okay, so now we're just gonna let this sit here for, oh, it's gonna be a little bit. It might be 45 minutes or so before we can frost that cake because we don't want to make any more of a mess than I'm already doing. So we'll be back in a while. Okay, so this is how the cake came out. You know, I'm not sad about it. It looks like it's gonna be pretty solid. If you were to make this with regular flour, it should be a little bit higher in there, but that doesn't look so bad. We're gonna find out. So I'm gonna get this frosting on here first. It's pretty smooth. You know, if the cake's not good, I'm just gonna eat frosting and be happy. Just gonna put it all on there. Kind of miss my mom's cake frosting spatula. I don't know whatever happened to that thing. But a knife works just fine. So, just gonna do this. Get that all on there. if your cake is like, sometimes they sag in the middle for some reason, you can just put a little extra frosting there and then nobody will know. And you know, of course, if you want to put it on parchment paper, maybe do it in like round cake pans and do a layered cake, that's totally up to you to do that. This is just easier. Like I said, I'm just gonna text my neighbor boy and tell him come get some cake because we can't eat all this. Man, I haven't frosted a cake in forever. Almost looks like I know what I'm doing, huh? I'm not done yet. Gotta get it out evenly as I can, and then oops, trying. There we go. That looks pretty good. Try not to see that brown part. So when you have any cake left over, if you do, you want to store it in the refrigerator because this does have, you know, cream cheese in there. So, okay. All right, that'll do it for now. Okay, so now we're going to sprinkle the rest of these nuts that we had on here. Optional, of course. Not everybody likes nuts. These are pecans. This makes it look really nice. Look at that. I made a cake. Ooh, so messy, huh? There we go. So now I'm gonna cut a piece of this and find out what happens. Okay, let's cut a piece of this cake. Let's see what happens. Cross our fingers and toes. Looks good right there. It's a corner piece. It's gonna be a little crunchier than the rest. I don't care. That looks good. Okay, let's just get that. Okay. Moment of truth. It's not too crumbly. It's really good. The pineapple and carrots and all that oil make it so nice and moist. Nice and moist. See, that looks perfect. It isn't too bad. It looks like a normal gluten-y one. So, there you have it. Thanks for watching Two Cooks in the Kitchen. Look below for the link to our website for this recipe. And please subscribe.
There's a little button in the lower right.
There's a little button in the lower, it's right here, right down here. Mouse over that and you can see where the subscribe button is. So thanks again. We'll see you next time.